Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. GeneJoke here, and today I'm adding Knuckle Bash to my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever. Knuckle Bash is a side-scrolling beat-em-up developed by Turplan that was released into arcades in 1993. It is, to my knowledge, the only beat-em-up that Turplan developed. And apparently it was originally going to be a one-on-one fighting game more like Street Fighter, but somewhere mid-development they pivoted and turned it into a side-scrolling beat-em-up. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of the elements of the game come from that, such as the wrestling theme and the bonus stages between rounds. Essentially the plot revolves around a wrestling syndicate called the Mad Bull Group who have become rather corrupt, and some former members team up with a ninja and other characters to dismantle the organisation and restore honour to the sport of wrestling. The story is told through scrolling text and cutscenes, but it's a beat 'em up, so how important is it really? Which is handy because some of the text scrolls far too fast for you to read it. Graphically it's pretty decent, the main sprites are large, detailed and vibrant, and quite well animated. The backgrounds are generally very detailed, occasionally with some humorous touches in the background. The whole thing has a very garish and quite unique style to it. The whole thing has a very flamboyant and over-the-top nature to it. The enemies, well, they do suffer a bit of palette swapping, and there's not a huge amount of variety, but it's decent enough. And the imagery during the sort of test your might style bonus stages is very impressive. On the sound front, well, the main sound effects are what you'd expect from a beat 'em up. Lots of cracks, punches and grunts, and a few voice samples as well as death screams. The music isn't up to Turplan's usual standard. Most of the games have very good music. Here it's just okay. There's a couple of pretty good tracks, and I can't help feel that it's taken a little bit of influence from Streets of Rage, but failed to pull it off. I mean, it's fine, it does the job, but it's definitely lacking something. The gameplay has some interesting variations on your standard belt scrolling beat 'em up type stuff. Each playable character has their own special move for delivering extra damage and getting them out of a pinch, but it comes at the cost of health, so nothing too unusual there. Although each character's ability is quite unique, and as you play through the adventure you'll fight enemies and then they'll join you, increasing your roster and giving you a bit more variety during your playthrough. Also, it tends to have fewer enemies than your average beat 'em up, but they tend to be tougher. It's almost like a series of sub-boss fights before you reach the main boss per level. Also, the way the characters move feels a bit different from most beat 'em ups. And naturally, being a wrestling themed beat 'em up, there's some throws and grapples in there for good measure, but ultimately it is fairly standard beat 'em up stuff. It's no polished masterpiece, but it's quite an interesting oddity as far as beat 'em ups go. The blending of wrestling, surreal humour and the basic beat 'em up mechanics creates a fairly unique experience that is a bit more memorable than it is enjoyable. So I'd say it's definitely worth a playthrough, even if it's not quite what you'd call a hidden gem. Placing on my overall ranking list, I'm going to put it above Vapor Trail but below Sol-Deace. Oh, and for my personal back history with this game, there is none. I'd never heard of it before Evercade, never played it, and yeah, it's a bit of discovery for me and provides a nice change from shoot 'em ups on the Turplan cards. But I think that wraps things up for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.